Welcome in, everyone. The Crusaders, a 71-60 home win over Chicago State here this afternoon. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by Valpo senior Danny Franklin. And Danny, Chicago State came back. They fought their way back to the lead late in the game, and then you were able to pull away down the stretch. What was the key to being resilient and pulling out that win in the fourth quarter?
I think the big key was finally getting defensive stops, getting deflections. We didn't do that consistently throughout the game, but when we did, we were successful, and that's when we would get ahead. And I think that's a big focus for us going forward in every game we play.
Let's talk about you, Danny, because you had, and this has been very rare for you over the years, you had a few games that were a little bit down. You bounced back today with your first double-double of the season. What did you work on maybe between Friday and today?
I think my focus, I've shifted to focusing on defense and on rebounding and other things I can help while still getting shots up in practice and outside of practice. But trying to put my focus on something else has kind of helped me, I think.
You've really started to string together some home wins. How important do you think it is to be a team that, hey, it's tough to come here and play?
I think it's extremely important. I think it's important for us to stand our ground on our own home court, but also in the future we've got to be able to win on the road, and I think we're going to keep working on that and keep striving, and we will, and I think we'll be really successful. All
right, there she is, Danny Franklin, the leading scorer for the Crusaders today, her first double-double of the year. We bring in the head coach, Tracy Doro, and Coach, you needed Danny today, and she came through at the foul line, 8 of 8, was big. What did you see from Danny in today's performance?
I thought Danny just kept battling, and when things weren't going her way, she didn't hang her head. She just continued to battle and demanded the ball a couple times. We tried to run a couple sets for her, but ultimately she just led our team.
We've seen times, maybe years back, where things start to go poorly for your team. They spiral out of control, but there were points in this game where things went poorly and you were able to bounce back from them. How has that developed, and how important is that?
I think that our players were just a lot more determined. They actually got in each other's faces and just demanded more of each other and decided that they wanted to get stops and really worked hard to try to get them and just tried to go one possession at a time as things weren't going well. And when we lost the lead, then we just went one possession at a time again and regained the lead.
We touched a little bit on the defense, and that's something that we talked about before the game as a focus. What do you see out of your team on the defensive end today?
Yeah, we tried to mix it up a little bit, so we played a little bit of man, a little bit of zone, and, I think that kind of confused them at times, and they weren't sure what they wanted to run on the offensive side. But for the most part, I think we just need to focus more on sitting down and defending, keeping somebody in front of us better. And I think we did that down the stretch and forced them to take tough drives. And, yeah, they made a couple, but their percentages went down.
And I'll ask you the same thing I asked Danny. And when you look at the Valpo men over the years, they've been great here at home. And I think it's the mark of a good team. It's hard to go there and play. You've now won 5 in a row at home going back to last year. How important is it to develop that where this is a tough place to play?
I think this is a really tough place to play, and mostly because of our fans and the confidence that we have from shooting in this gym every single day. And, we just enjoy playing for the people that love us. And so it's fun to play here for us. It's not so fun for other teams, and we need to continue to make it hard so that we gain some momentum as we head into conference play.
Coach, appreciate the time. The Crusaders will have a few days off as they participate in finals this week, and then they will host Indiana Northwest on Friday night, 7 o'clock the tip-off right here at the Athletics Recreation Center. You can also catch that game on the Valley on ESPN3. Thanks for tuning in. Go Crusaders, a win today for Valpo, and we'll see you on Friday night.